1. The Academy of Monsters. The Korr'Thak Academy of War was not a school. It was a crucible. Only the strongest predator species were admitted, races bred for conquest, raised on blood and dominance. They trained their young, their cubs, to command fleets before they could speak. They learned that mercy was weakness, and fear was control. No prey species ever survived a year in that academy, until humanity arrived. 2. The first human. Cadet Eli Trent was the first of his kind to be accepted. He was small by galactic standards, lacking claws, fangs, or armor plates. His smile looked fragile, his tone casual. To the predators, he was prey with good posture. They called him Softskin. They expected him to break by the first week. But humans were good at surviving things they weren't supposed to. 3. The predatorcubs. The Korr'Thak cubs were the elite of the academy, heirs to warlords, champions of dominance. They ruled the training hall through intimidation and sheer violence. Every species feared them. Every student avoided their gaze. When they heard of the human cadet, they laughed. A prey animal among hunters? Let's see how long it squeals. Eli just smiled. Sure, just don't be disappointed. They didn't understand what he meant. Yet, 4. The first encounter. It happened during close-quarters combat drills. 5 Korr'Thak surrounded the human, towering over him with curved talons and scaled hides. The instructor didn't interfere. He wanted to see how long the Terran would last. The biggest cub snarled, "On your knees, Softskin. Show respect." Eli tilted his head. "You first." The cub lunged. A heartbeat later, the Korr'Thak was on the ground, choking. Eli hadn't even moved fast. He just shifted, redirected, twisted. The room fell silent. And then the human laughed. 5. The laugh. It wasn't mocking. It wasn't cruel. It was joyous. The sound of someone who found beauty in chaos. Eli offered the cub a hand. "Nice try. You're strong, but you overcommit. Try again." No one had ever laughed at a Korr'Thak. No one had ever offered them advice instead of fear. The cub took his hand, stunned. 6. The shift. The next day, the cubs came back. This time, not to fight, but to train. They watched the human's movements, the way he used weight, leverage, and unpredictability. He taught them how to fight smarter, not harder. Within weeks, they stopped bullying others. They started competing, fairly, and every time they failed, the human laughed, and they laughed with him. 7. The instructor's debate. The academy masters were horrified. "The Korr'Thak are becoming soft," his commander ran. "No," said the senior tactician. "They are becoming better." For centuries, the predators had ruled through fear. But fear was brittle. It broke under pressure. Eli's laughter taught them resilience. And soon, other species joined their sparring circles. Prey and predator, learning side by side. 8. The test of the forge. Every cadet faced a forge trial before graduation, a live combat simulation against lethal drones. Half the class failed every year. This time, something strange happened. The predators fought not as individuals, but as a unit. A Korr'Thak shielded a weaker student. A human covered their flank. They moved as one. The instructors watched in awe as they achieved what no class had ever done, a perfect score. When the dust settled, the lead instructor demanded, "Who taught you this coordination?" The cadets pointed at the human. He laughed at us until we stopped fearing each other. 9. The new law of the strong. The academy rewrote its code after that year. Strength without empathy is extinction. Predator species began recruiting humans, not as warriors, but as teachers. They learned that laughter could break fear better than claws. Eli graduated with honors, but when asked what he'd done differently, he shrugged. We humans just learn faster when we stop taking ourselves too seriously. 10. Epilogue: The Legend of the Laughing Human. Decades later, tales of a laughing human spread across the stars. Predator cubs whispered his name before their first battles, a quiet mantra of courage. And on the gates of the Korr'Thak Academy, a new inscription gleamed in alien steel. May you never lose your strength, nor your laughter. Because in the end, every predator learned the same truth. It wasn't the humans' muscles or weapons they feared. It was that laugh, the sound of someone unafraid of monsters.